You know, when you really think about it, all of your problems that you've had in life are external. They came from other people, they came from the judgments of other people, they came from people's insecurities, their miseries, and other types of mysteries that they have inside of their soul and their heart. Everything that you've been through in life, if you look at it with a critical eye and truly analyze it, you'll find out that your low self esteem, your lack of accomplishments, your lack of a female partner, your lack of money, all this comes from external forces. Because how people treated you in life and all your negative experiences that you've been through, it helped shape you, it helped mold you. And that mold that the world sees now is what they judge you on. No one cares about the person that was teasing you. No one cares about the person that was bullying you and the person that made you feel like crap. You know, if you had an older brother who was picking on you, or if you had a bully at school that was picking on you, or if you had somebody who just kept poking at you and prodding at you, and to the point where you snapped. And then when you snap, the world looks at you like you are the problem, even though you are dealing with so much emotional trauma, so much emotional drama, but the world doesn't care about that. The world only cares about the pretty, the beautiful, the wealthy, and the mentally healthy, and those who are sheeple and willing to get in line and willing to get in order. The world doesn't care about rebellious spirits, people that can see through the system of oppression, the system that leads to depression, the system that oppresses our souls. It doesn't care about that. And when you're a guy in our position, you're an easy target from all type of people, from random trolls, from family members, for so many people that will come for your neck and try to come for you and try to destroy you and try to break your confidence due to their own insecurities and miseries that they have inside their souls. Every problem you've been through, that one girl laughing at you because you wore the same clothes to school, those people snickering, look at him, he's so ugly, all that little bullshit. And people wonder why. How come he doesn't leave his room? How come he doesn't come outside? How come he doesn't interact? How come he doesn't talk to nobody? You don't talk to nobody because you understand people are evil, wicked, sadistic, twisted, narcissistic, ballistic bastards. And that's just the truth of the matter. Most people in your life are there to cause harm. They're not there to help you. They're not there to have you when times are down and times are bad. They're there to step on your neck when you fall, when you trip. You know, it's equivalent to imagine being on a battlefield back in the days of Napoleon Bonaparte. And, the enemies fire a battle cannon. Boom! A cannon goes and it takes down half the men, and you dug down and you trip in a pothole. And then the person behind you who's on your side decides to stick the bayonet in your back and then step on your neck. And you just got through dodging a big old bullet or a barrage of missile fire. But it doesn't matter. The person behind you who you would think would have your back doesn't, you know? And throughout my whole life, I've dealt with betrayals and all types of sadistic things. And I noticed that it helped shape me. It's the reason why nowadays I don't really mess with a lot of people, but a small number of people that I talk to on a regular basis. And I mean, you really think about it, a lot of people that go ER, a lot of people that lose their mind and go ballistic, it's because of how society treats them. Society puts certain men in a box and then they project that. But they don't give people with a good heart a chance. If you're a person that has a good heart, a good soul, a good spirit, society's not going to treat you nice. Society's going to do everything in its power to make your life miserable. That's the truth. And you already know, guys, in our situation, in our position, you know, we go through a war. Every single day it's a battle. And you can't expect any type of help. You can't expect any type of retribution. You can't expect any type of entity that can come help you and just make you a multi-millionaire tomorrow and have the beautiful girls, the mansion, Billy Coupe, the Ferrari, and the yacht and the jet. No, you're not going to have that. If you want to know the future, you got to look at the past. I think TBA, the Black Authority, said that. In order to see what's going to happen in the future, look at the past. And in the past, what have you seen? War, 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 war. When it comes to humanity is just pure insanity. This world will never come together. And that's why a lot of people are losing. Even in this community, you know, On my old channel, I used to try to preach unity within this community. Like if we guys can, like if the main voices in this community to get together, make a podcast and have other people come on and share their stories, and then every now and then save up some money for fundraisers, and then give people Xboxes or PCs or free video games, and just try to build a community. But this community is not built off of that. It's built off of racists, trolls, and people that target people that have done nothing to them. You know, it's weird. It's like somebody told me they wanted to start making videos. This is about like a year ago. Someone had mentioned, "Hey, BlackPillVillain, I want to start making videos." But how do you deal with trolls and stuff? And I just tell them, it's just like any other, YouTuber who deals with this. But the problem is, I'm too raw. I'm too real. I tell you every little facet and detail about my life raw and authentically. I don't fake it. I don't lie. I don't sugarcoat. I tell you exactly what's going on. And that led to me being doxxed, kicked out, and homeless. You know, and then some random asshole found my channel and told my family, I can't even say it's family, told somebody who watching and stalking all my videos. It's absolutely ridiculous. Then I got random trolls to deal with, and then I got to deal with real life, and I got to deal with a lot of psychological issues that I've been dealing with ever since I was younger. But there's no mercy for me. There's none of that. There's just people that will hear this. There's people that don't like me. They hate me, but they're going to watch this video. Isn't that weird? What kind of sick, weird, twisted obsession is that? You see, people are the problem. And we can talk about women all the time, but let's be real. A lot of the problems, especially in the BP community, comes from other men. It wasn't a woman who doxed me. Women don't have the time or even effort to even try to do that. Have women came up to me before and hit me up in the email about my bot videos? Yes. But all they'll say is just take it down, or if you can, please don't make any more videos about this person. And I respected that. But a woman's not going to focus her time and attention on another full-grown man like that if she doesn't like him. But in this BP community, you have grown men who doesn't even know who you are. Sit there, get your name, get your information, get your family people involved. You got people on the internet who just find your channel, and then they tell your family member, now they're locked into every single video you make, everything, they're locked in. They'll watch a video and then try to attack you in real life out of jealousy and spite, instead of just getting on their grind and making their own YouTube channel and building it up. If you think it's so easy, then you do it. If you think you can do better than me, then you do it. That's what Kanye West said in that one song, right? But the problem is some people are just evil bastards. That's how this world is. This world rewards wicked and sadistic and twisted people, and people that are good-hearted, good-spirited, don't want any problems, just want to mind their business. I make these videos as a way of venting and formulating my thoughts and helping people that are going through it in these wicked and evil and trying times. I never came on here to bother nobody, beef with nobody, but the people, I just got through watching Lord from Africa, and he was talking about how people pick on people like us in this weak position, but they're not going to pick on somebody like some cop who's like a police officer who's crooked, or a mayor or somebody. They ain't going to dox or target them because there'll be repercussions. They pick on people that can't really fight back, and that's the most cowardly thing you can do. And then they sit like they achieved something in life. A coward can never sit on the throne, and a coward can never have a crown. Point blank, period. In this world, you got to think about all the people that attack you based on how you look like. You go out there into the quote unquote real world, you want to get a job, you want to meet this girl, you want to go to school, and you try to do these things, these normal things that everyday people do. And you're going to find that there's people out there that's going to pack up against you like a pack of wild hyenas or a pack of wolves, just because you don't fit into the mold of what they consider right. You don't fit into the mold of what they consider to be proper. Then they wonder why people excommunicate themselves. They back away, they stop going outside, they turn into a NEET. I'll say this right now. If you have the privilege, I said a privilege, yes, I did. If you have a privilege of being a NEET, feel no shame in it. Because all my years that I was a NEET, I felt shame in it. Because I felt like I should have been more famous. I should have been out there. But when you have mental deterioration and you have all types of other issues and psychological complications, it makes it very difficult to really try to really believe in yourself. And you have people around you who are just haters. I'm not even talking about straight, I'm talking about family members who are just haters and bastards and evil and sick and twisted, And then you got people out there in the real world who you don't even know who are going to attack you. and especially if you have, my skin color configuration. People are going to pick at you. People are going to try to break you. Girls are going to laugh at you. Girls are going to dish you. So how do they expect regular, everyday guys to get through this? You make it impossible to live, impossible to survive. And these fucking jobs are no good. These jobs pay you barely enough to even get by, you know? And then no woman's going to mess with some guy who's broke, on the borderline homeless, you know what I mean? Like, or somebody that really is homeless for real, with nothing and no one, barely hanging the fuck on. Meanwhile, you got people online thinking it's a motherfucking game. If you see them in real life, it's not gonna be the same type of consideration, right? Somebody told me, like, bro, BlackPillVillain, you had a guy all the way in Croatia on your nuts. You know, this guy lived in Croatia, and you were able to affect this guy for him to troll you. You got random people online. It's like, that means you're a somebody. People don't troll somebody that's a nobody. People troll somebody that's a somebody. If you're just a nobody, they would have looked at your channel and moved on, but they fixated on you. They obsessed over you. That means that your voice is powerful. But how come my voice can't be powerful when it comes to rapping? How come? Right? My voice is powerful in all the wrong things except the things that I want it to be. Another sign of the demiurge, the wicked fucking god of this world. Notice how the things you don't want to happen, happen. I never want to lose my channel with 3,490 subscribers, 500,000 all-time views. I never wanted to lose that channel. All those videos are gone. I never want to lose that. I never want to get doxxed. I never want to have any of this happen to me being homeless. I never want to go through the experiences I'm going through. But I was forced to go through these experiences, which made me smarter. It made me harder, and it made me wiser. And it made me understand the psychology of people. And my conclusion is this. People are evil bastards. People will backstab you the moment they get a chance. People will betray you the second they get a chance. Somebody can smile in your face and talk behind your back within seconds, within the drop of a hat, within a snap of a fucking finger. They'll betray you. And then expect you to kiss their ass. That's what's funny is they'll treat you bad and talk about you and shit on you and do all these disrespectful things towards you. Then they want you to say thank you. They want you to be appreciative of how bad they treated you. What kind of bullshit is that? They're lucky that you didn't snap and put them into the hospital or worse, right? So this is why you got to cut everybody off. You got to cut family off who are not family. Cut them off. That's going to be one of your main problems in life, is having your family, people in your family who don't really like you. Cut them off. Never speak to them again. Old school friends who you used to have, if they're not helping you succeed, they're talking about your dreams and ambitions, cut them off. Understand this. If you're a guy in our position, you want to be alone. You're not going to have anybody to lean on. You're not going to have anybody to depend on. You're not going to have anybody, so you have to be strong, mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. Whatever it takes for you to cope or not the rope, you have to be strong. Because people are going to come for you. And they're going to come like merciless shadow abyssal sharks. And they're not going to give a damn about how you're feeling. They don't care if you're going through things in life. They can give a damn. All they see is an individual who's going through things, who's been through a lot of crap in their life, and they attack. People are the problem of this world. People are the ones who tease you. People are the ones that made you choose isolation and desolation. People are the ones that make you feel like you're ugly. People are the ones that talk about you. It's not you, because at one point in time, you didn't think all these negative things about yourself. It wasn't until people start projecting their own insecurities and miseries upon you, then you started thinking negative. But being at my old age, I don't really think negatively of myself. Even though I'm in a bad position right now, I still believe I'm a phenomenal rapper. I still believe I'm a phenomenal new producer. I still believe I'm a phenomenal writer. Because every time that I pick up a pen and I write, I put my heart and my soul into it. That's the difference between me and people calling somebody a quote-unquote loser. If I was such a loser, you wouldn't be listening to my voice right now, watching everything I'm doing. This is for the haters who call me the N-word, they call me a loser, they call me this, they call me that, but yet they watch every single video. Hell, they can quote my videos, they watch it so much. They make all these playlists of my videos and they watch them. And it's like, if you hate me, it's like that's like, bro, you're treating me like I'm a famous superstar. You see, people are the problems of this world. You finally get a job, right? Then you have an asshole boss. Rather than just being cool and letting everybody get the work done, he has to micromanage and do it his way. No, don't do it like that. Put it like this. You're doing it wrong. You got to do it like this. Did you listen in orientation? It's like, bitch, like, shut your ass up. Why? You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, those are the things that piss people off. Then you got coworkers who are looking at you. How come he doesn't talk to nobody? And he's weird. Something's wrong with him. And it's like, why don't you just shut the fuck up and mind your damn business? Because if somebody comes out here with, if somebody comes back with a projectile arming mechanism and they snap and they lose their mind, then all of a sudden everybody, what are you doing? Oh my God, you're such a horrible person. Oh my God, you're a monster. But the real monster is the one who poked the monster, no? You know, a lot of us are actually good people at our heart, souls, and spirits, but it's people that keep on messing with us, you know? And we hold it in. A lot of us are soldiers, man. I've heard so many stories over this year. You know, I could say a few years now, but I actually been on YouTube for a few years with a consistent channel. I've never been this consistent on YouTube. I would start channels, upload another video 7 months later, but it's because so many people tell me keep going, bro. Like we need your voice in this community, bro. Like we're so glad you made another channel. You know, people told me, email me, you know. When your BlackPillVillain channel got taken down, you know, we were heartbroken. It's like I'm like I didn't realize how big I was as the BlackPillVillain. I was pretty big. I was a pretty big creator in the BP community, and I rose up quickly within a year. I was one of the top BP creators. You know, DBDR knows who I am. Savvy Guy knows who I am. You know, what's that one? I forgot his damn name, but he does the red pill content. You know, he has over 100,000 subscribers. He knows who I am. Taylor the Fiend knows who I am. You know what I mean? Like, so many big people know who the hell I am, you know? But I have to start from ground zero on this channel. And it's absolutely brutal, but I have to keep on soldiering on and fighting through. And I want to thank everybody who showed me love, you know? But understand this, people are the problem in this world, not you.